Shalom, giving all praise going on into Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Kahakodash. Double honors to the elder apostles, a great millstone who do rule well. Peace, love, and blessings to the brothers on highways and byways, giving all diligence to make a calling and election sure. And blessings to the very few sisters out there listening, learning, and believing. I'm that fellow Kanakla, coming at you once again with another lesson, Lord's will, through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, as lessons edifying, also exhorting. And I wanted to title this lesson, the NWO, but I know when you say stuff like NWO, they put the little Wikipedia fact check on a video, but I don't know, we'll see. But I don't want to get it flagged. I'll probably title that, we'll see how it goes through the spirit. But that's pretty much what's happening. The economic turmoil, inflation, job losses. All right, I got 2 videos I'm gonna go through and some sources, some articles I'll get, just pretty much update. And just to keep you exhorted, man, keep us exhorted, watch, man, because, the overthrow of this system, all right, will leave room for the kingdom of heaven, Yahweh Shai, to return, all right, and reign on the planet Earth in righteousness. The kingdom of heaven, all right, for the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the Israelites, predominantly that the Bible speaks about. All right. And also the Israelite foreigners scattered throughout all the other nations. All right. Looking like the other nations as well. All right. The kingdom of heaven was promised to our forefather Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, which name was later changed to Israel. Okay. So as you can see here, just from Glenn Beck, just 6 days ago, I'm going to play like the first part, then I'm going to fast forward to like the 7-minute mark. And I got another video queued up as well. But it's fair use. I'm not making money off of this content. What they say for educational purposes, criticism, so to say. All right.
For the very first time in world history, there's something new that has happened. The entire globe is riding the same wheel at the same time. Okay? We're all in this debt cycle, and this has never happened before. The cycle always begins the same way. The first step in this debt cycle is discipline. Discipline equals prosperity, okay? It goes right into prosperity. And every great empire starts with discipline. Rome did, rebuilding after all the wars with strict budgets and silver coinage and land reforms. It helped restore the battered middle class. Dutch Republic did the same thing. They invented modern finance while keeping spending in check, turning a swamp into the world's largest trading hub. Then the British Empire did it. After the Glorious Revolution, it brought fiscal stability and a gold-backed pound that the world trusted for over 200 years. When that fell, America did it. After World War II, our debts were manageable, our currency was solid, we were backed by gold, our productivity was unmatched, and we prospered. That's stage 1, discipline into prosperity. And prosperity, if not guarded, always leads to the second stage, complacency into excess.
All right. So America's been at the top for so long, it got complacency. All right. And excessively. All right. So ultimately, we know this collapse is being orchestrated by the elites. All right. That's why this is it's happening globally. But I'm going to fast forward it a little bit, so we don't make this too long. All right.
Time bomb. America is politically frozen and insolvent fiscally. So for the very first time in world history, every major civilization has reached its peak of the debt cycle. This time, all at the same moment. No one's coming up. So what does that mean? Well, for the very first time in human history, it means when it arrives, it's not going to be regional. It will be global. It's not going to be slow. It'll be systemic. It'll be everywhere. Now, the hope the history books don't tell.
The point I wanted to get at, it said it'll be global. All right. And basically the collapse of this this old monetary system, you know, how payments are made internationally from country to country. All right, which they're going to usher in the blockchain, crypto. All right, and the new money system, you know, all the stable coins, all this stuff, these laws passed by Trump are basically making the dollar go digital. All right, it'd be like one big receipt, you know. You go on the blockchain, one big receipt, you know, everybody under that one system, okay? That one monetary system. And so, as he said, it happened globally. We'll come back. Matter of fact, I'll read this first. 1 Corinthians 7:31. I'll read the NLT and KJV. It says, and they that use this world as not abusing it, for the fashion of this world passeth away. All right? And this world is passing away. You know, enter into that's why they call it a new world order. All right, the NWO. Verse 31 NLT says, those who use the things of the world should not become attached to them, for this world as we know it will soon pass away. All right, you don't want to be attached to these things. All right, because that temptation, our temptation, all right, as you said, globally. Let's get that in Revelation 3, verse 10. Okay, and we're going to read this in the NLT to the left. It says, because you have obeyed my command to persevere, I will protect you from the great time of testing that will come upon the whole world to test those who belong to this world. All right, and that word world there should be, what is it? Oikoumene should be the Greek word for the word world, because it's talking about the inhabited world. Yep, oikoumene. Yep, the inhabited earth. Okay. So when you go to John 3:16, as El Tar say, lessons within lessons. When you go to John 3:16, when it says, "For God so loved the world," the word oikoumene is not there. He's not talking about everybody. All right, he's talking about a certain group, a sect, a governing of people. All right, a family of people, which is called a cosmos, a Horanius arrangement. Okay, but this right here is talking about an inhabited earth, the whole planet that this is going to come upon. Okay, for the time of testing, where that chip, all right, which is why this system, as he's saying, is why the system is collapsing. Is that chip is going to be, implemented throughout the whole planet Earth. All right, as they get majority of the people chipped. Okay, but it's only going to last for so long. As he's about to go into here, we'll see if he says.
And nobody in the media will tell you this, is with every one of those resets, every collapse, every crisis, it created the conditions for renewal. Rome, its fall, opened the door for a new Christian civilization. France, the revolution there, birthed the modern nation state. Britain's decline cleared the space for America's rise. The devastation of World War II led to the great expansion of prosperity, the greatest that the world has ever seen.
So, he said that opens the door once the collapse happened, right? Hey, and ultimately what that's going to be is the kingdom of heaven, man. All right, Yahweh Shai returning. That's going to be the new, because once this collapse, as I say in Job, matter of fact, we'll read this real fast. Zephaniah 1 verse 10, it says, and it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord, that there shall be a noise of a cry in the fish gate. All right, the fish gate, that's the marketplace. Now this happened to Israel, specifically Judah. All right, prophesied the Babylonians to come in and basically siege. All right, the southern kingdom. It says, and it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord, that there shall be a noise of cry from the fish gate, and a howling from the second, and a great crashing from the hills. How ye inhabitants of Maktesh, for all the merchant people are cut down, all they that bear silver are cut off. All right, so that was the marketplace. As we know, these curses will come upon our enemies, man. All right. So the market is going to crash, man. That's pretty much what you see happening. What scripture that was I wanted. All right, it'll come back to me. But I was gonna go to a precept. Get exactly which one, because I read that one first. But nonetheless, it'll come back to me. Let's get this video out the way right here.
Just in the last.
All right, similar.
U.S. small business bankruptcies are going through the roof, and we're watching freight across the world coming to a grinding halt. The world economy, the world engine is sputtering to a stop. This is what a downturn looks like. This is what a recession looks like. This is what a depression very much looks like. And we're seeing signs of it everywhere. I'm going to walk you through some of the things that are going on right now. If you don't have your shelter set up just yet, friends, you need to be getting.
So that's that howl in that marketplace, all right? That howling is taking place. You know, these people who have the eyes to see, all right? The markets, they understand the markets. All right, there's ring the alarm, which the alarm was ringing here first. You heard it first through the words of the Lord, man. All right, the prophets going out there and letting you know that these things are happening. And, you know, regardless of, you know, all the details, the logistics of everything, brothers don't got to be, you know, economists, you know, whatever the case may be. We know the prophecies, all right? Whatever steps, you know, Esau, Edom take to get there, we know what he's going to do, all right? We know exactly what he's going to do. This is the end all be all, regardless of whatever steps he take. We know where he's going. That's the point. Revelation 13:16 says, and he calls all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save that he have the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. All right, so he's causing. So everybody, again, you're going to have to get with that blockchain. All right, that CBDC, central bank digital currency. Okay, which is going to revolve you receiving a device, all right, implanted underneath your skin, man. Okay, that's the end all be all. All right. Again, that precept that's coming to mind. For sake of time, I'll just get this in Ecclesiastes. All right. So the crash is not coming. It's here. It's happening. All right. Ecclesiastes 12:1 says, remember now the Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. So seek the Lord early. All right. It says, while the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain. In that day when the keepers of the house shall tremble. Keepers of the house, economists. All right. You know, whether they're big time economists, you know, because YouTubers, they can go into the category as journalists. All right, so a YouTuber like himself, what, you know, he's, you know, he let's see what he got. All right, let's see, 139K subscribers. All right, so he considered, like, he would be considered a journalist. All right, because when you go into those articles that you read, those are journalists putting up those articles. All right, so that's pretty much it. But guys like him, all right, they see this, they report these things. As we saw, Glenn Beck, all right, he reported on this as well. Well, he got 1.63 million subscribers. All right. But the point being, these guys are the trembling of the house, the economists. All right. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because they are few, all right, the jobs, and those that look out the windows be darkened, and the door shall be shut in the streets, when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the doors of music shall be brought low to quality music. All right. Let's see. What do I want to get to? Got a lot on my mind. Oh yeah, I wanted to get these articles here. Small businesses, bankruptcy. Go to that. Then I went to news, right? And here it is. Bloomberg, 6 days ago. U.S. bankruptcy filing surge. So all these people who got these stupid smiles on their faces, not really understanding and know what's going on, that's not in the loop or not in the mix. All right. Mom and pop businesses bankruptcy hit record high under Trump. All right. So you see it. Oh yeah, they want you to pay for this. So let's. All right. A record number of mom and pop businesses have filed for a special type of bankruptcy this year, created to offer small companies a lifeline, new data show. All right, some 2,200 people in small businesses use Subchapter V rules designed to help firms with less than $7.5 million in debt obtain fast and affordable credit relief. All right, and when you take out those loans and you can't pay them back because the interest rates are stupid high, eventually what happens is, they take your business, man. All right, you become, what to say, the lender, the borrower becomes a servant to the lender, roughly paraphrasing. All right, but you see it, man. The proof is there. The bankruptcy's here. The doors are being shut in the streets. So the collapse is here. It's happening. All right. All praise to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. We almost out of here. And we're just going to continue to watch. Scripture say watch as well as pray. 2026. All right. Going to be a hell of a year. This system is definitely on its way out. And that's pretty much it, man. Yahweh Shai's on his way. Again, you watch these elites. Watch this monetary system's financial system. All right. Pay attention to that. See how it's going. Because that's directly linked. All right. To the mark of the beast. The MOTB system. So I'll leave it there. Lord willing, is edifying. Kind of a broad stroke. Just to get you, to see the progress, as I said, the progression, man. The progression of prophecy. All right. It's progressing. We not, dudes say, oh, nothing's happening, or they get disenchanted because they're not watching. All right. We're supposed to be watching and staying out, man. Attentive. So with that, Lord's willing, is edifying, giving all praise to Yahweh Shem Shai. Till next time, say shalom.